Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am working on my 2D 4X post-apocalyptic game that's kind of like a mix between Dominions and Crusader Kings 3, Hearts of Iron. It will never be finished. That's that's my new start, my new announcement every time I stream. And this game will never be finished. I have such ridiculous hopes for it though. I feel like my computer's running like shit today, so I guess we're just gonna deal with that. It'll be fine. Um, I made a bunch of progress on my other game. Today we're gonna be working on some bugs that I have. I have a whole list of bugs that we gotta get through. So the first one though is clicking through heroes again. I thought I fixed this last weekend. My music's too loud. I just turned it down some, but I need to turn it down even more because I can't hear myself talk. And oh, my chat's fucked up. Oh, it's here. There we go. Oh, look at that. There's two different chats now. Bizarre. All right. Oh, and this version of OBS is different than I want to have my other computer. Well, great. So the issue that it says we have is you can click through your heroes. And what it means is if you right click and then like say we start moving a guy, we can click through this guy. I think we kind of fixed that. There's no way to figure this out here without making another hero. So let's make a hero. And let's spawn the hero. And so this person's okay, I think we fixed it. Let's have this person move to like here, except this person's not appearing. Because I clicked away from them. Okay. We need two of these guys come out at once. I guess this is a good way to test everything. It seems to be working. So we fixed that one already. I guess I just didn't mark it off the list. Clicking through heroes again is fixed. We can close this. And next. See, that was quick. We only have 5 more to go. Leave hero in its starting location UI list until it gets to the destination county. So what that's talking about, so what the heroes are is you're going to have like these heroes that lead armies that do a variety of things. They're scouts, they're diplomats. It's kind of like Total War. So, sorry, I was looking at OBS all of a sudden because on my other one there was this weird panel appeared. And I was like, did that happen on this one? Doesn't seem to have happened. So they're going to be like leading armies, shit like that. So that's what we're getting to work here. And I had to make some buttons. And we'll have like a list of them below here. What was the thing I was just saying we needed to look at though? Leave them in the UI list. All right, so what it's saying is if you have a hero, we want them to stay in the list of the county that they're in until they get to their destination, which Joan Perez here, that's this person, is this person, Janet Campbell, is over here. So that is actually working. So they got to their destination. They got taken out of this one and put into this list. But let's make sure that Joan Perez here gets moved. Wind, how's it going? I used to have I used to have an ex-girlfriend that, like, every time I saw her, she would say, "Hello, handsome." It's kind of nice, you know? So that seems to have worked too. I guess we fixed this as well. We're on a roll here of fixing things that were already fixed, which is great. And this one I think we fixed as well. Change the color of the texture in the button to the faction color. So what that was talking about is this should be the color of your faction. And as you can tell, it doesn't look like anything, but I think it is. Doesn't look like it actually. It's hard to tell with this particular color scheme. Let's restart it with a better color scheme. That same girlfriend also would get very upset when I text her and I didn't put like exclamation points at the end. So she would always think I was mad. So now I just every text message, even like messages at work, I just put tons of exclamation points at the end. And everyone thinks I'm very happy. Yeah, so this is already working. So see how this is green and this is pink? These ones are very similar colored. The idea is if we spawn somebody here, well, we can't spawn an enemy person, but well, this will still work. We move this person to here, then you click on this, then you can kind of tell that they're different. They're different factions. So if you're like clicking on this one, you're like, why isn't this working? It's because that's not your person. So that one's already done too. We've already marked off 3 of the 6 items that we needed to fix, and it's been 5 minutes. The game's done. We're finished. Make sure the county population for a moving or idle hero is updated. So what it's talking about there, we can't test it with this. We got to go over here, and then if we go here, this should have the person in it. And it does. Amy Sanders. We already did all this shit. What did I work a whole all last Sunday? Did I do all this crap? Amy Sanders is in here. This one, how is this going to work though? Because you're not allowed to click on this button. You can still get to him through here though, so that's fine. I think we need to have another one of these buttons. Like idle workers acts like you can do something. You can't. I think we need to have another one of these buttons that says like visitors, because this population is supposed to be the population of the people who live here. And it just went up because Amy Sanders joined. I think it just went up. Let's have her go back. Yeah, and then it went down. So yeah, I think we need to have another button here that is like visitors. And I actually was thinking about this. The plan was to have like these wandering groups that happened, but I was thinking like just every once in a blue moon. But the more I was thinking about it, I was like, at the beginning of the game, it would be way better to have more wandering groups, and then they kind of stop wandering. They wander around, and you like can talk to them and try to get them to join you, or shoot them in the face, or whatever. So I think this visitor thing will be very important. The other thing that we're going to do eventually is when you click on here, it's not going to tell you the population. Or maybe we'll have a little question mark next to it, like with how many you think there are, but we won't really know. Similar to Dominions, where like you can look at the county next to you, and it has like, it shows 50 heavy infantry, and then the next turn you look and it shows 10 heavy infantry, and you know that there's like some amounts there, but not not an exact amount. So I think this wasn't the part of the plan, but that's how it works. Let's add that in. It shouldn't be that terrible. We got everything already set up, right? So this is going to be, here's the population and idle workers VBox. So if we put like above this one, we probably want this actually to be at the bottom, but we'll duplicate this one. And then we'll put this down here. Is that right? Undo that. I dragged the wrong thing, I think. No, I want you to be under here. There we go. Then let's turn this on. Yeah, so this is going to be the final. I think this at the bottom will be, this will be a visitors list. And this one you would be able to tell. Well, visitors. And then we'll go visitors. And then visitors. Now that I've embraced the V boxes and the H boxes, and I have a million of them everywhere, it's quite easy to just add and remove stuff, except we're going to have to fuck this thing up, I have a feeling. Visitors. We're going to fuck this up. And we need a different number here. 420. I just need a number that I know is wrong. If I see that, if I put 1 as the sample, that might work. Uh, all right, so how are we updating this? Probably through here. I have like a shit ton of stuff open. So on visibility change, we are, what are we doing? Lord Mac, how's it going? It looks like we're subscribing. This is just for idle workers. I wonder why I did that. Oh, because the idle workers thing gets fucked with, while you're building buildings. Like a ghost. Okay, so containers and shit, buttons, county improvement button, population list button. I don't even have so the idle workers button it kind of like half worked, but I didn't want it to work, so I just disabled it, and I think that's what I got rid of here. So I think here we're gonna need, we're gonna need a new button called visitors list button. And yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like I was saying in that stream, that I feel like I never run into anyone from San Diego, and he actually lived in the like neighborhood that I used to live in, which is like 1 block over. We were talking a lot about San Diego, and then I was also like, in the back of my head, I was like, I don't ever want to live in San Diego again. And I was like, I should have mentioned that, because I feel like Portland is far superior to San Diego. San Diego is very boring in architecturally. Like that should matter. But it is, and it's kind of weird how that, like, whenever I visit, I'm like, oh my god, I used to live in this hellscape. It's just stucco buildings. That's just what it is. It's just like this beige pink stucco as far as the eye can see. Until you get like downtown. Downtown actually has some variety. Actually, the area we were talking about has some variety. At least it used to. Like Cleveland, I don't know. I've never been to Cleveland, but I don't think I have. I drove across the country once. That was also a surprising thing. So this button, how are we updating these other ones? So it looks like we have an update everything, update name label, county population label, idle workers. Okay, here's the county population label. So we should probably add another one in here. Update, visitors population label. And we'll add this in here. And just looking at how I did these other ones, because I may have done them strangely. I wonder why I was fucking with these buttons if I don't use the buttons. Oh, I was making it so that they're disabled. Okay, that's fine. And this is back to the thing, should we be able to click on the visitor list, which I kind of feel like we should be able to. I talked to one of my friends recently. He went down for like Christmas to San Diego. He lives in San Francisco now. And he was saying that when he goes to San Diego, it's just really depressing to him. And I was like, why? And he didn't really explain it very much, but it was just like seeing all those old sites, the old places you used to hang out, and they're still there, but they're all dilapidated. Like, so there's big swaths of San Diego that have been like gentrified and improved. That gentrification isn't necessarily an improvement, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and then there's other swaths that have just like slowly, they're exactly the same. There's strip malls. There's tons of strip malls. That's the other thing that's crazy about San Diego is tons and tons of strip malls. Uh, yeah, so it's not going to be it's not population. It's the pot smokers. It's going to be, so like right now, I think part of the problem is like when someone goes over to here, uh, look at this. This appeared, even though I didn't, because the game's running and I added this and it appeared, even though I haven't done anything with it. So they're getting added to this population, and I don't think that's what we want. And I know that's not what we want because they don't live there. And it would also, you know what it would also do? It would also make it so that it could add them to working in that county. So if like these people put people to work, it would it would add your hero that's visiting. Hey, build this building for me. So we want to fix that. So yeah, I guess it is kind of like visiting. I was saying earlier, I want more roaming than I was originally planning. I want more roaming groups at the beginning that you kind of you can interact with. You don't you can try to get them to join you as well. So this looks like to me we're going to need another label. We could do this. We could go down. We could get the label from the button, but I think it's just easier just to do this. Whoops. Do it like this out of laziness. Visitors label, and then down here visitors label text equals what? What are we getting from here? It's going to be a count of, how are we doing in these other ones? Population equals this count. Yeah, so this is adding in the hero count. And that, I think, so I think we're adding this to the wrong group. We are adding the heroes to the wrong list in each county. Just because in 5 seconds I'm going to forget. Yeah, exactly. A lot of roaming. And then if you can get them to settle down with you, but they also could be causing problems. And at the beginning, this has always been the plan. Like, you use influence as like your currency at the beginning, but everyone can like eat and take food as they want. So traveling groups can come through and, just eat your food. And that will be like an idea, as in technology where you're like, maybe we need to restrict this. Or they, or fuck it, just let them come and eat your food because it will make them like you more, whatever. So this one we're going to do where, I don't remember, I think it's under county data actually. Yeah, it is, because I remember last time I was streaming, I was like, what, where is all this stuff? And then I found the list of under county data. Except I can't open it that way. County data, where beeth you? Yeah, visiting population is what we need to add this to. Where was that? county data. So this is going to be under selected county data. You're not a string already? I feel like the count is not a string. That's weird. Yeah, at the end of that stream, the developer was like, I asked him if people always talk about zombie movies when he joins people's streams, and they're like, no, they generally ask me about the game. I was like, yeah, I probably should have. You don't always have the game developer in the chat, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that would get old. So I guess we have to turn this into a string. This count is going to return. Oh, it's going to return an int. Okay, that makes sense. So then we also need to build this thing. And wait patiently. And man, my computer is, I should have restarted before I did this. We need to put this button in here. Sorry, this button. And then this number in there. What did I call these other? Okay. And then let's run this. Like I said, I think I'm putting those guys in the wrong group. Oh. Man, I can hear my computer chugging away. Like I can hear the fans like doing their thing. I noticed lately when I open Godot that happens, and I'm wondering what because I looked at like down here you can look at like the usage and stuff in the debugger, and there wasn't anything like out of control. Not this time. Oh yeah, what game? I'm always curious who's using it. Okay, Fred Moore. Visitor 0. So this is right. Because there's nobody here. And so if we go over to here. Oh, but here he won't be a visitor. So what do we have? 3 and 3 here. And then 4 and 3 here. But then here he would be a visitor. Yeah, so the problem is we're adding them to the wrong list. So this is working. Under the Yoke, was it any good? Should I add it to my list of possible streaming games? Okay, so this is going to be reached destination. Destination. So it's kind of, I can't remember if it was last weekend or the weekend before. I had that bug that I couldn't figure out until I finally it was like the next day, I put something in update, so it would update the variable every frame. It would print out in the logs. And what was happening is Visual Studio wasn't searching my whole current project. And I was working on a different game, and when I noticed that, and it was a bug in Visual Studio, I had to like reset this thing. And that would have like helped me solve. God damn it. It's under token movement. So reached destination. What does this do? Kill your character like they die from too much work? Okay, so this is the destination. Okay, remove from starting county. That's what we want. I'm glad I named these this way to make our life easier here. Add to destination county. Is destination spelled right? Destination. I guess it is. Add to destination county. This is gonna add token to the county data hero token list, except we're going to have to determine if the hero is visiting. So I guess we did think about this. Oh, is it in early access, I'm assuming? Okay, so this is actually, we already kind of have this sort of. Is that going to be confusing, though? Maybe we need another one of these for heroes. We have population, we have idle workers, we have visitors, and then we put another one in for heroes. Like your heroes. But it's not. Let's keep it this way for now, but I have a feeling this is going to get confusing. If destination county data dot faction data is equal to global's instance player faction data, then this all happens. What is this? We're just doing this manually? Oh, no, this is this is -1 because this is like a null int. Okay. Update everything. So this else will go visitors population. Update everything. Update everything. There we go. Token hide. All right, now let's see if this works. That seems like that was too easy. You know, I played like a little bit of Hearts of Iron before I started streaming today. And so one of my worries for this game has been that there's going to be a lot of downtime where you're just sitting here like waiting for something to happen. And I was playing like 30 minutes of Hearts of Iron, and the whole time in that 30 minutes I clicked like twice, and the rest of the time I was sitting here like just staring at my research and my I'd switch between the research and construction. And it wasn't bad though. It wasn't like I was like, oh God, go faster. I was just like, because there was things that were going to happen and I could watch them tick down, so that maybe all right, maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much in this if Hearts of Iron has such downtime. Who am I clicked on? All right, so we turn this on. He's going to move over here. We want him to go into the population, which he did. Now he's going to go over here. And he went into the visitors. That was too easy. Let's get some bugs here, right? Like break something. All right, well, that was too easy. Let's get this shit out of here. Token, global. That we want. And will it search in the... Yeah, we can get rid of this crap temporarily. Oh, definitely. So that's... I watched a video about Rome Imperator. That game, that Paradox game that no one played. And I was watching, it was someone saying, like, it was like revisiting Rome Imperator. Imperator? Imperator? I think he just pointed at a bug when I didn't even notice that. Is it not doing that? I think you're right. It's not. So on this one, yeah, oops. Yeah, it's not removing. Good good eyes? Awareness. We need to remove it from. It's being removed from the hero list every time. I'm surprised it didn't give us an error of like, nah, this shit doesn't exist. So back to this. um, let's see, where was that? That would be under token movement, which is where we're at. I made an add remove from starting county. I wonder why it didn't like bug out. It's just like, nah, there's nothing here. We don't give a fuck. Huh. All right. So this is basically the same thing. If it's not destination county though. Starting county. We have it right here. Faction is equal to player globals instance player faction data. Then we want it removed from here, else we want it to remove from visitor population. Should probably break those apart and just have it like feed in. You know, in the first, and when I had this in Unity, these things were gigantic. They were like this big. Each one of these, and when I switched over to Godot, they were much smaller. And I just went with it because my poor old eyes. These are fine, but I feel like we're gonna have a compromise at some point. All right, so let's make sure that this removes. Okay, and then this is good. So then over here, we got one visitor, and then the visitor goes away. Let's send him all the way down here. We'll just fuck around. You know what we didn't try? Let's send a second person. Michael Anderson. We need to spawn you. Come join us down here. What happens? Well, now there's two visitors. What? Why does this button work? Neither one of these people. Yeah, this is kind of a. You can't tell who these people are, which is a problem. I guess we're gonna have to put a name on here or something. This button's going to the wrong group though, so let's fix that too. This button needs to go. It needs to generate from the. This is generating it from this population list, and we need to generate it. Like this button shouldn't do anything, but this button needs to be generated from the other list, which is not that bad either. So we probably though are going to need. The population remains the same after. So the population shouldn't, if you're a visitor, it shouldn't be messed with. Is it going up and down? I didn't think it was changing. Let's send somebody over here. So that's we'll go to here. Well, let's look at it first. So there's two people there. One of them's a hero. Yeah, this population isn't changing. And that's what we want. Go back home. And then we need to fix this button. So our visitor button here is a signal, and it's going to on button click. which I assume is here. Maybe? What's all this garbage? What's all this stuff? Oh, this was before I turned it into a Switch or something. Because I had Chat GPT do it, and I was a little worried it wouldn't work. On button click. Where we got you. Oh, I see. So on this thing, it's going to show this population margin container thing, which on visibility change, it is doing what? Clears out the population so it doesn't duplicate. Population list title. Okay. This is going to be wrong then. Generate the rows. We're passing in a list of county population. Where is it doing this? Because this is where we fix this right here. We have the hero population. So it puts the hero population at the top, then it puts the county population. So this is when it pops up and is visible. So all we need to do is tell it somehow that we've clicked on the visitor button. So the visitor button, when this thing goes visible, we can use all the same stuff. We just pass in a different list. Whoops. We can make a bool, but is there something else? I think we just got to do a bool in here. Visitor is visitor. And then is oh, is this going to be too slow? Equals false. Else we're going to have to change this title. Visitor population. This title is under all text, huh? Can I bring this up with this clicking? Public constant string visitor list. What do we got here? We got an extra tit in there. Visitor. Oh my God. Visitor population. And then back to where the fuck was this? This was county something or other. Select county info. It's right next to us here. Then we'll go to. No, this wasn't. This was this thing. And then we're going to go visitor list And then we got to go when we click this button. I think this is going to be too slow. This is a classic too slow thing. We don't have a script on here, but we can, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we can actually use this signal. What's going on here? Oh, right. We just have that broken and sitting there for no apparent reason. Not the research control. Not that thing. On this signal, I think we can pass a bool. Yeah, we can pass a bool. Somehow. Oh, yeah. So I watched, and it looked pretty good, and I was like, wow, this game looks way better than I remember, because I remember it was just like a piece of shit when it came out. I need this to be, and everyone hated it, and I guess they no longer like are adding updates and stuff to it. Oh, is this okay? No, wait, this would work. But they also, so they actually had something that I want to do, which is have like your interactions with like your other heroes. Your other heroes are going to want things, and that's what back to the, and your population will too. So when you basically pay people with influence, they're going to keep that influence and build it up, and then start asking for shit uh, later, like houses and to be your second command and things, depending on their personality, which will be like traits. And some of the traits I think I'll have hidden, and some won't. I don't remember how this thing works. One shot deferred. Unbind. I know we can do this. I was trying to think if there was another way to do this. Signal advanced bool. You see, I never played EU Rome either, and I actually don't even know if I ever even knew that existed until I saw that video. The advanced view lets you connect to any node and any built-in function, add arguments to the callback, and set options. You can toggle the mode. Yeah, I understand that. I toggled it. On button press. I think I did this before, but I can't remember where I would have done it. And I remember looking at this, or I'm having some intense deja vu. Uh, where did I do this? I was trying to see what it would let me put in there. Uh, is visitors. And then we would just put this, but I don't think this is going to work how I want it, but we do need that in there. Pop and idle. Oh, they both do go to the same thing? They do. One of them doesn't have a signal connected, is why it doesn't work. So then we would pass to that description thing. Population, list, UI element, instance. Oh, do I not have an instance of this thing? What do I got in here? I got nothing. This list, I think, is generated. It's not. No, it is built in. It's just the list below it that's generated. I mean, we could stash this in globals for now, I guess. Population generation, no. Hero shit. This is some bullshit. Is inside token. Yeah, that is some bullshit. I think I took that out, though. I think I put it somewhere else. Map. Selected items. We could put it under here. This is actually probably where it should be. Public bool is visitor list. And then we'll go back over to this thing. And then we'll go globals. Is visitor list. And let's rename this. Is visitor list. I could have done this a lot easier. And then I gotta connect the signal though. Music wise, you know, I've tried to, okay, so this binding says true, and that is true. This one, we want to bind it and say false. 0 is true? Oh, okay, no, it's this thing that is throwing, okay. Connect. False. I don't know what that 0 down at the bottom is. All right, so this is going to be false. Then if we go over here, that would be fun to have some punk rock. I was actually working on this other game where you start a cult, and at first I was gonna have it take place now, and then I was like, it'd be much more fun to have it take place in like '85, because of the music, but also, yes, it should. Thank you. You're noticing all sorts of stuff today. Are you looking at it on your phone? Because I can't believe anybody can see anything on their phone. Do I have it at my 180? Well, it's 188, not 189, but also like cell phones and stuff kind of ruin a lot of like, you would never go to meet anyone in your video game because you could just call them on your cell phone. And, you know, like, I wanted people to move around on the map in my cult game. But if you have a cell phone, they'd be like, why would you? Like in the good old days, people would just come over to your house. And I don't like that, but it used to happen all the time. The drop by, as it's called. And it's more conductive to what I was trying to get in the video game, instead of everyone just sitting around at their house making cell phone calls. And then the punk rock music would have been nice to add into that. So let's see. This thing is going to open up this thing. And so then here is visitor list false. It does that. I think this is still going to be too slow. But I guess we already set this. This is ready to go, I guess. No, there weren't cell phones back. I mean, there were, but not to the point. I used to be a computer hacker, a phone freak. Back in like the 90s. And yeah, I have to retrain myself. I'm still retraining. Control X is the newest thing that I've retrained, but now I don't like it all that much. I wish Control Shift L wasn't. I wish the L wasn't so far on the right side of the keyboard, because you have to take your hand off, or you have to do some weird thing with your hand to get it over there for deleting a line, because you can't Control X a bunch of stuff if you're trying to keep something on your clipboard. But anyways, I went over to my friend's house, so this would have been like 91 or 92, and he had this antenna where we could listen into cell phone calls. It was just out in the clear. And it was crazy. Yeah, I'm still retraining. So I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes I'll still copy the line. I'm still retraining my brain. Yeah, and so you could listen into cell phone calls, and not only that, but you could, it would tell you on your computer where the call was from and to. It was just all out in the clear, and it's probably still like that. The security was that they were hoping the world was ignorant enough not to be able to do that. So this should be, if we did all of my, oh no, we're fine. Okay, so this did not work. That's the 4 there. So this one's called, I wonder if it's too fast. That's my worry. Let's see. This node, or I did this wrong. Binding is true. And it goes to here. On button click. Oh, did we check this in the right spot though? Oh, this is the reason. Let's get rid of that thing. This needs to be under the globals. Then. But those cell phones, they weren't that big, actually. I was trying to see if I had something sitting on my desk that was the same size of them. They had the flip thing, and they kind of had a military greenish color, greenish gray, if I remember correctly. Jeremy Perez. Wait. Jeremy Perez and Laura Perez. So this something else is going wrong here. Oh, this list is no longer reflective. This is showing, okay, so this is, and we just happen to get people with the same last names. At first I was thinking maybe their first name, it was grabbing the wrong information. What's happening here is we need to update this list with the visitors as well, because it's currently pulling the heroes and not the visitors. Jeremy Perez is in here though, and Laura Perez is not. Oh, because they're not a visitor. They're not a visitor. Laura Perez is not a visitor. Um, oh, it says he's moving still. You know, I think I might have that. No. Oh, no, it's next. That's next on the list. So let's see. To fix that, we got to go to with this thing that creates it. So this works. Well, we tested one thing. Let's go back over here and make sure that like there's no visitors. I guess that's fine too. That wasn't my plan. Jeremy Perez is back in action over here. And then Jeremy Perez is at the top. No visitors. That literally was unintended, but it's kind of nice that it still works. Then so all we gotta do is update this creation to show the visitors at the bottom every time. So how we will do that is, that is under this thing, I think. And this thing, yeah, so this is if you click on that, it goes to their description. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so this is if it's already open. You could click between those guys over there. I guess we did that the other day. This is not where this is. Population list. We need the hero. Hero V-Box container. This, I feel like this is it. Hero container. Yeah, this is, I think this is it. Yeah, this is, okay, so each one, no, that's not it. County info control, generate hero panelist. Here it is. I'm so glad I went through and did it this way. For each county population and county data, do this. Oh, this is way more complicated than I remembered because we did all of this. What a pain in the fucking ass. So we want this to happen again, but we want this to be... We want this to happen twice, basically. So what we'll do here... Look at this pain in the ass. We're going to create a new thing. A new method. I don't know what the fuck this is. This method will be if hero list get child, hero is hero. Okay, so this just blows away the list every time you open it. And then we have the county data. Yeah, okay. So this is what we're going to do. This is going to be generate heroes panel list. Generate heroes. Fuck you. Generate visitors. And then we'll do this. Wait. No. This is going to be generate. Well, they're all heroes. So we'll just do heroes. And then we're going to go, this is going to need a, well, I guess we'll get back to that. We're going to bring all of this shit down here. That's too far. I think we wanted this one. We'll find out soon enough. We'll put this in here. And we're going to want in here a list of county population. Get the fuck off my screen. I don't know why. Who wrote this? where this is like a constant problem. It is county population though. And we're going to call it county. What did I call it down here? I guess we'll just call it, no. Count, yeah, we'll just call it county population list just to make our lives. The automated army system, you know, I was skipping around a lot in that. We'll call actually this hero, but now there's, oh well, this will be fine. I was skipping around a lot, and so the guy who was doing it, like, had, you know, played, he had like streamed or something for 6 hours or made a video and then cut it down to like an hour, and he was jumping all over the place. Not, he was going in order of what he was clicking on, but a lot of times he'd be like, whoa, check out this army stuff, and then he would like switch to something, and I'd be like, whoa, what was the army thing? So I don't remember any automated army thing. All right, so then this will be county population list here. Oh, you know what we need to put in instead? Or not instead. As well? We don't know the county data. I feel like we would know this already at this point. We do. We don't need that there because this is just clearing it. In fact, let's do a method right here. I've been doing this lately in my other game. This is the new way I've been trying to do things, is just immediately create a method and put it in here so that everything's much simpler. And I don't know. I always do this where I go hog wild on something. I'm like, this is the best way to do it. And then I go too far and everything's like going to be like a method and a method and a method. And then I have to dial it back. So then this will be, oh, we do need this county data actually up here. I could just pass it in, but I want to be lazy. As lazy as possible. Oh, you know what? It's been an hour. I think I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to my laziness. Let me pause my music you guys can't hear, and I'm going to throw up my break timer. Did I ever do this thing? I don't know if I ever did the thing. Let me look at something over here. Okay, we're good. Let me put up my break timer, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. I am back, and we're going to turn off this break timer. And we're going to do this. And what the fuck was I doing? I got to put this back up, too. Oh, we were going to do the visitor, update the visitor population list. We wanted to generate the heroes, but we need to pass in a list here. So this list is going to be... we needed this county data, though. I don't really want to assign this twice. So I was thinking maybe we could just stick it right here. Do I still have it on my clipboard? Nope. Oh. Lately, my new thing to accidentally do is hit Control X instead of Control Z and then wonder why everything's disappearing. Like, why isn't this stuff coming back? All right, we're going to cut that here, and we're going to do... I'm setting myself up for failure here, though. We're going to put this... And we're going to do that. And then we're going to... Oh, but if you use the arrow keys, you got to take your hand off the mouse again. They got to... So the whole key is you got to have your commands only on the left-hand side, so you never have to take your mouse off the keyboard. And that's like oh wait, this isn't gonna work. We need this county data up here. Buttons, containers and shit, county info. We need this. This can just be private. I don't know why I have so many exports on here. Private county data, and then that goes to there. Yeah, I'm totally setting myself up for failure here. Then this list is going to be county data dot... No, you motherfucker. County data, the other one, dot hero population. Then we'll just copy this list and put it here. And then we'll make this the visitor, whatever thing. Visitor population. And then hopefully we don't have to fuck with any of this shit. Because look at this clusterfuck. Jesus Christ. Then we wait patiently. Uh-oh. Oh, we have this thing open. You know, someone in chat one day said, why don't you make an array and have it just close all that stuff at the beginning? And I was like, I don't think it will do it fast enough. But I tried it and it wouldn't let me put... Oh, now we had a broken something. Yeah, this is happening too slow. Okay, well... We can try it right here. Right there, maybe. Okay, so there's no visitors. That's still working. We're not getting any bugs. I keep getting thrown off because these have nobody in them, and I'm like, oh shit, something's broken, but it's not. So let's generate you. You need to come over here and be a visitor. What is your name? Who the fuck knows? It's Judy. We know it's Judy. There she is. So that solves that issue. Why is everything so easy today? We're setting ourselves up for some major, major issues. That wasn't even on our list. Here, this is. And close this. Now that's fixed. Make sure that the county population for a moving or idle hero is updated. So that should be under reached destination. Remove the token, add the token. They're going to be idle. I guess we'll go token. I think this is under, do we have their county population? We do. Activity, current activity equals, what's your fucking problem? Okay. All text idle. No, activities idle. And then what about their next activity? That's going to be a weird thing because you don't, and I remember talking about this before. We don't actually know what those activities don't make sense. I wonder if I put it, I don't want to update that now. I'm going to put that in the next round. Let's just add it on here and we'll deal with it later. Because its activity might be like scouting or something. Diplomating. Diplomifying. Make sure the hero activities reflect what they are actually doing. Envoying? Yeah, exactly. Like just something. Something weird. Revolting? No. What is that called? Where you instigating. There we go. All right, so I think that solves this problem, but let's make sure. So when they get to the destination counting, inciting works too. But we're gonna do that next time we come around. I want to get back to the wars, you know. Okay, so this person is currently idle. Oh, I hid the next activity here. But it's not hidden here. Antonio Walker. So then if you move over here, Antonio, you're idle. But what happens if we move you and you're moving? You're moving. All right, so that was that. That's all we had to do. Oh, definitely. Revolts are very, very far off. That's a year 7 thing. All right, so that's fixed. And disable the spawn button when a hero has been spawned. So what's that talking about? I noticed this last time or the time before. I was able just to like click this a bunch of times. So after this person spawned, you can still click this. And the plan with that is eventually you can unspawn them and you can put them away. But now they're like, it looks funny. We need this turned on so you know that this person spawned versus another person. You know, if you have 2 of them here, but I can turn this off and it gets confusing. It will turn it back on if you click away and come back, but I think right now we just need to disable this temporarily. And then instead of like, let's put a note in here. The button is disabled. I'm doing this before I even have done the work. Until we set up unspawning of the tokens. Unspawning? All right, so on that, when it's generating this list, which is back to this thing, in this big cluster fuck. No, I'm in the wrong thing. This is the description. It's underneath here. Oh, but we need it only to work, only to be disabled once you've clicked it. So where's that shit? That shit is gonna be under this. It's this one. I'm gonna rename this thing to spawn checkbox. To spawn checkbox, and this is gonna go to here. So we need this thing. The hero button, and then we'll just like spawn hero button disable equals true. Tuple extension equals true. Except I think that what that will do is, I don't think that's gonna work. I think it will work one time. No, it didn't even work one time. Hero panel container. That's it. Check button. Oh, did I fuck with this a bunch before? I kind of vaguely remember fucking with this and it being more of a pain in the ass than I thought. And so I just said fuck it for now. Well, I think the other spot is so we disabled it when we push the button, but it's being instantiated each time. Maybe we don't want to fuck with this right now. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's go back. Let's not fuck with this right now. Can I edit this thing? This is just going to be broken until we allow unspawning. What is the real term for that? Of heroes. So we'll just throw this into the, anything to get, we'll just, any excuse not to do any programming. Okay, this is the big one. That's gonna suck. So this is the idea that we need somewhere that shows that you have a selected guy. Because like this guy's selected right now, but you can't tell that this guy's selected. And we could put like a star next to this or something, but if you're looking over here, this guy is selected, but you can't tell anywhere. So what I want to do is just put a thing up here. Obviously everything is temporary at this point. So the reason why this is going to suck is because on this county control, we don't have, everything's just this little box. And we need to add another H box that all this shit sits inside of. And I think that that is going to be probably cause just a ton of chaos here. So we put this thing in here. Oh, look, it moved. That's what we want to see. And then we'll need like another, what it's going to look like. We can make a copy of that whatevs thing. Where the fuck is it? Where was that whatevs thing? It's right here. We can duplicate this. There's only going to be able to be one. Where did that thing go? It's at the bottom. Whoa. Okay, I guess it needs to live at the bottom. We're going to call this selected hero panel container. And oh, it's just, that's what I called it for my testing. That's where the heroes appear. This is going to be the selected heroes thing. It's too big right now though. We got to go to minimum size is 200 by 500. What we want to do is not fill. Shit is ugly though. Tell you that much. We also don't want this checkbox here. So what we'll have to do is make this local, or whatever it's called. Make local. And then we'll delete this. And then we probably want to expand this over the whole thing. However the fuck I do that. Let's see here. Container sizing. Minimum size is 200. Then we have a script on here. Hero panel container. This can go, well, we need it. We will probably want a different. We might be able to, so if we click that, it would bring up the, that's fine. This doesn't do anything. We can just get rid of this. News tower, how is that? I haven't heard of that. I kind of missed out on the Next Fest things until I saw that. I saw a video of like the top 10 Next Fest games, and one of them was that Broken Arrow, which quite a disappointment. It's not that the game's bad. I always got to say this. It's just that I thought we would see some innovation in that genre, but it was not. News tower. I'm gonna open up a thing and put it over here. Take a note. News tower. So for this one, this is fine, I think, to have this here, but we're gonna have to differentiate. Actually, we don't, because we just don't have that button with the signal, so nothing can happen there. So that's fine. But we need to have it fill in the thing. So I thought of a way to do this, but now it's gonna. So what we'll do, we're gonna have to change some stuff, obviously, but we'll make this selected county population here a getter setter. So first thing we'll do is rename this with a capital S here. Then we will rename this one to a here, and we'll go private. And then we'll do public county population. Yep. And then we'll do this. Fill the rest in for me there. No. Get. Okay. Whoops. I was hoping it would do it for me. Yeah. Return. Selected county population. And then we need a set here. And we'll just do, oh, I forgot a thing. What is the genre of the game? Because I haven't even heard of that. It's a base building management type newspaper. In what year? Like the 50s or now? Or in between? I don't know why I thought 50s, but 50s I feel like the 50s would have had an interesting time. 1929. All right, so it's early newspapers where you gotta like have your newsboy run around and hold up his newspaper. That could be interesting. So selected county equals value. But then when we have this value set, every time this is set, that's not true. We go if selected county is equal to null, we're going to have a thing here. Where is this at? This is in globals. All right. We're going to have it over here, though. No, we're not going to have it over here. We're going to have it under player UI canvas. We're going to try to have this a more centralized location. Well, a less centralized location, but also more. What is this thing? It's a button. Selected hero button. Then we'll go back to here. We'll build this thing if I can. Let's see. Selected hero button. Where did I put this thing? Oh, this is a panel container, actually. Selected hero panel container. Panel container. Can you rough up your competition? Get off my corner. Did that happen? That looked like there. That happened being, did this thing build? Yes. Okay. So then from here, where was that thing? That was in globals. If it's null, player UI canvas dot instance dot, what was that thing? It's called selected hero container hide. Then if it's not null, we're going to do this player canvas instance. Yeah. Show, but then we're also going to have to update it. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Update it. What is this thing? This does, I don't think this has, yeah, this doesn't have any control over what it's doing. This thing somewhere, yeah, this is generating the heroes, which is kind of a dumb name. So we need this thing to run, this big line of garbage, this whole thing. But we don't want it to be a list. We can make it a list just so we could shove it in there. No, we don't want that part. What we want is... We don't want to instantiate it. We want all this other stuff, though. Add to parent? No. Change to the faction color? Disable the spawn button. Disable the hero list button. Hero list button. Hero list button. County population location. Wonder why we need that. I'm just curious if it's used in this thing. Hmm. This is like resetting this every time it generates. I wonder why I did that. That seems like a weird spot for that. Maybe that was fixing some other bug. Oh, so it's like early Mafia too. So you probably can rough up your competition. I wonder why this is here. It seems redundant. So we're going to need another method right here that we need to be able to call from that other thing. And it's going to be update info. And we're going to put in, it's going to need this hero prefab needs to be in here. And then we're going to generate this thing. I wonder if it will generate it with the right. Oh, it does. That's so nice of it. Then we'll put this hero prefab. This part needs to go into the here. But then we need this county population. We need that information too. Where did I just put this thing? So we'll pass in also county population. Oh yeah, I mean, but that's the 1920s when Prohibition was like, that was when they were making their big expansion, you know. I can't remember which year Prohibition ended. So if we have these two things in here, let's make sure that I didn't just break something, because that's quite possible. I mean, there's probably always been some sort of organized crime, but this specifically the mafia. Whoops, we left this thing. And there was like that. What's the way they organized it was a specific thing that I think was in the 20s. I don't know. Lucky Luciani, didn't he reorganize things? That was later though. All right. So this still says whatevs, which is what we expect because I haven't done anything with that. All right. So then if we go back to here we hopefully, where was that shit that I just made? Update info. Let's rename this actually to update hero info. Then we go back to here, and what that was under county info panel, county info control instance update hero. No, where was it? Public update. No, it's fine. Update hero info, and then we can go to so we'll put in the selected, this thing that we just did, except I need something else here. It was the container that we're doing first. So the container is going to be this other thing, which we just put in player. Get out of here. Player UI canvas hero. Yeah, all right, it doesn't like that. Hero panel container. This is a hero panel container, which is fine. We just got to go to, where was that fucking thing? Player UI. Be a hero panel container. Let's make sure that that one, oh, I'm not going to be able to build it though. This is going to be here. Did you build? I guess it's fine with that. Because that is a hero panel container. I guess it's fine. So that is that one problem. And then what's your problem? Selected county data. Yes, that is right. Because, I mean, it's right that it's wrong. Because I have the wrong thing right here. So, now let's see. It should turn this, what? As expected, it's that thing. There we go. So when this is set, if the selected county population equals null, it will turn it off. So we gotta have it start off turned off though. It's at the bottom. It's this thing. Man, time's flying. But we're actually almost done with this little. All right, so nothing happens there, which is what we want. Oh, look, we broke something. We broke a couple of things. Cannot access a disposed list. Man, that was happening to me on my other game so much. It was driving me insane. So I think let's make sure, let's disable what I just did to make sure it's this thing. Just to make sure that that's the issue there. How long was the demo? Oh, there's no other like competing newspapers? Then I guess you can't rough up your competition. Yeah, so it's that's the thing that's breaking it. I'm curious why. Did this thing not actually build? Maybe this is one of those things where I changed this. Did I not save it? Let's pin this. I saved it, but I'm wondering if it didn't actually stick. This is this one. Let's actually just reset it and put it back in here. And then save this. 1 year? How is it like? Is that a long, like, is that 30 minutes or is that 5 hours? Okay, so this thing fires off and I must be giving it the wrong information here. Let's double check. So this is correct. Few hours is good for a demo. Selected county population. So it goes to here. We're going to update hero information. It's passing this in. This is the prefab, we're calling it. Hero prefab. Um, we deleted this spawn checkbox. I wonder if it's still in here somewhere. Update hero info. The hero name, the hero name label. We'll put this GD print back just for the fun of it. My new thing is to find games outside of Steam because I've been finding them for really inexpensive in other places, and then just they're not part of my Steam, which is fine. I wonder if we should put this below, not for this issue, but just in general. So the selected county population is being set. If it's null, it just hides this thing. Else, it should update this info. But it is having, let's go through what these variables are. This is the county information, or the county population. This is such a weird thing that this is here. Hero prefab, like that's all that's here. Hide, show, that's all that's there. And we have one signal. We could get rid of this just because it's not in use here. Hero list button. Is when we're instantiating it, maybe we're doing something more to it than I'm thinking. Hmm. Yeah, I still think it's weird how hardcore we are uh, to have indie games cheaper, but we never care about uh, AAA games. Are like, yeah, 70, 90 bucks, whatever. So this is setting a label text is where this thing's croaking. So it's actually happening before it's croaking, like right here. I'm gonna put a GD print right here just because I think this is where it's happening. We'll do a rainbow one so I can find it. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's totally true because like if you're on console, yeah, exactly. You're already expecting. If you're a console guy, you're probably already expecting. Well, PC too. Like if you're in Call of Duty, you expect it to be 70, 80 bucks every time. Uh, God, what like the Madden thing? The Madden thing is crazy to me. All of the sports games actually are crazy to me because they're okay for they're somewhat fun, but like they just keep putting out this crappier product every year, and people keep buying it. Uh, right before death. This goes along with our rainbow. The rainbow's all happy and relaxed, but we're dying. We're dying inside. All right, we click this. Yeah, so it is. It's when I think this is happening too fast. That's my every time I do anything now, I'm always like it's happening too fast. Uh, what if we call deferred here? Deferred. Is that right? I don't know if you can call deferred for this thing, but there could be there's an easy way to fix that if we can't. Did we put that in the right spot? We did not. Oh wait, no we did. No we didn't. We need this here. I don't think you can call deferred that with a bunch of shit in there, but we'll see. Those are pricey and they don't get better. All I ever hear about is how like Madden and those games fucking suck. They like just copy and paste from last year. The graphics are worse. I obviously don't play them, but so this actually got through that part right before death. See, it hit all that stuff now. It didn't fill it in, but it hit all that stuff. So it is a call deferred issue. Method not found. All right, so that's the other. Well, this is what we're going to do instead. I don't want to do this, but this is what we're going to do anyways. We're going to do a private void update selected hero. Are the football ones, man, people are serious about the football shit. Yeah, the soccer. Because that's like a worldwide audience. I think we talked about this before, that I'm surprised. I played a lot of soccer when I was a kid until I broke my leg, fractured my shin. Then what did I call this thing? Update selected hero. I've lost my. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Call deferred. I don't think you put the thing at the end. Well, I can look it up in a second here. Right before death 2. Right before death. Cannot access a disposed. So it's getting there. What would be getting disposed of? Let me do something here. I'm gonna comment out this thing real quick. You're talking about soccer though, right? Whoops. No, that's fine. I know, time flies. Some days time flies. All right, so what I was checking here was just to make sure that it's definitely not. Well, let's click on some of these. It's definitely, this update thing isn't throwing errors because of the other thing. It's acting like this thing is getting disposed of, or selected county hero is getting disposed of. So it updates this. It's like this isn't actually here. Except it would give a different error. I'm gonna close this and re-open it. Every once in a while I feel like you gotta do that. There used to be this like sort of hockey game where you could kill your opponents. This is like, in 1990, that it was like a hockey sports management game, but you could like murder the other team. Now, not Blood Bowl, but it was a high speed, where you like could pass the ball or the puck or whatever it was. I think it was like a sword or something. It wasn't a sword, but it was some sort of spiked ball or whatever. But whatever that game is, I'm surprised that has not made a comeback, because it had all this sports management, but you could like cripple some members. It didn't happen regularly. Uh, Maybe how we're updating this information is weirding it out. Maybe that's the key. It's taking the county population. This isn't very useful. It's dying on this. It's like this doesn't exist, but it does exist. This is just like a local. I just made this one local because that's all we need. Oh, I kind of don't want this in the county thing though, but I guess it has to be. This has no on visibility. I like to do a lot of on visibility stuff, but this doesn't have any on visibility stuff going on. Nothing in ready. Because I'm using the same script, the script for both of them, for both this and the other. It's not an individual thing. So this is not used though. I'm trying to be lazy, and with laziness, I think is actually, well, it depends on the type of lazy, but I'm hoping that it's leads to better code out of laziness. I just don't understand what is. All right, we pass in this thing, which is going to be our prefab. This is a hero panel container. And this is the county population. I wonder if we could tell a different way to see which one of these things it's complaining about. Maybe it says in this, oh, we gotta get it to give us an issue here. I'm gonna double check here what it's saying it's disposed of. Yeah, it's saying it's the label. It can't set the text on the label. Maybe I should re-drag these over here. This is the one in particular it's dying on, which is this one. Unable to cast object. As I was telling Joker the other day, I generally just ignore those bugs in the editor. Okay, so it got past that part now. So it was because I dragged and dropped. Okay, so that's the issue is it doesn't, it's because I made this local. So it's not a problem with necessarily the code. Actually, go back here. Let's just reset all of these. That one we already fixed. It's some other. It's because I made it local here. And then the hero list button. Oh, I guess it's what? It's not that. It's this one. Here we go. Yeah, so like I get so many. It's back to the boy who cried wolf thing. You get so many errors in the editor that it becomes meaningless after a while. Yeah, so that was the issue. Oh, that's some ugly ass shit right there. Oh, we got some errors here though. Object not set to an instance. So, back to that weird thing where I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is it here? Here's the reason why it is there. This thing. Well, it doesn't know its location at that point. That seems generate population. That seems stupid. Why wouldn't we assign its location right here? Location is the second thing. We are assigning its location. And we're also assigning its destination here. So why are we doing it again here? I wonder if we're somehow like accidentally clearing this shit. So this is after it's been moved, which is, of course, that is going to change. More movement stuff. Well, I guess it doesn't always have a, well, while it's moving, it does currently have a location. Remove from starting, add to destination. I wonder if this was some weird like work. It just like I put this in here and it fixed the problem, but it's like the real issue, the underlying issue. You know, it's the thing I treated the symptoms, not the there's a doctor thing where you treat the symptoms, not the underlying thing. Let's comment this out, and then I'm going to take a break. Well, I'm going to run it first and see what kind of chaos that comment causes. It doesn't have any effect on these things. Exactly. Oh wait, this doesn't. Okay, wait, that one shouldn't work. It doesn't have any effect on this. I wonder why I put that in there. And then this works, but then when we click this, it freaks out. Which actually, that's not that because we have done other. So this is going to update the description from what? Update description info. Look at all these labels. From this county population, I wonder if I'm not assigning that with that button. I'm probably not assigning that with that button. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes, I hope. Here, I'll put this on a... Well, I didn't even turn on my break timer, but we'll put this on this map. No, this thing. There, David Collins. Such generic North American names. All right, there's my break timer. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, that took longer than my 5 minutes. I had to go to the bathroom. You gotta sit in there and read your phone for 20 minutes. I noticed there was an article that I did not read, of course, because why would I do that? Ubisoft says it's going to make good games again. All right, whatever, Ubisoft. All right, I think I know the issue for this. Well. I think the problem is that it doesn't. I'm not assigning a county population over here. When we're updating this thing, I think we need to assign to this thing. I didn't turn my music on. I can hear the hum of my computer. Chat, does Godot sometimes just start grinding your computer? It just started doing this recently. And maybe it's been doing it for a while and I never noticed. Maybe it's the 4.2.1 update. Man, it is. Whoops. It really, it could just be my computer too. County population equals selected county population. So this thing holds a county population in it, and I don't think it has anything. Trying to say chat more instead of individual people. I feel like I leave people out of my statements. Yeah, so here we are, Billy Paxton. And I know this is on both, but now we should be able to click around and we'll know who is selected. We probably should have put a title on this, and that shouldn't be that hard. Bill Paxton. That guy was a great actor. We'll put. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a pain. Turn this on. Turn this on. Add a label. Patterson is a different person. We're talking about Paxton, which is the guy, I think, which is, the game over guy in Aliens. All right, so this is a problem here. We got problems. And it's not going to, so that's a nice spot for that. So I was thinking we would just throw a label above this, but it's actually going to be kind of a pain in my ass. We could put this in here, but then it's going to look like that. Where did that label go? Let's just delete it for now. Let's not worry about it for now. Turn this thing off. Turn this thing off. Let's double check one more time. Oh, was it Patterson? Let's see here. One last test. We cannot recruit. This is interesting that this works. Let's recruit him as an army leader and see what happens. This didn't update, and the reason why that didn't update is because we haven't changed who this is. Let's recruit somebody, and then if we go back to this person, yeah, it'll be there. So we need to update that. So the value didn't change. Is this thing private? We're going to have to do this dumb We're going to have to do it dumb does this have... Okay, so this does have this in here. We can't run this because otherwise it'll be in a loop forever. We don't want to loot forever. I can't believe I just got rid of this and everything seems to run. Something's going to break, like when I try to move someone. Let's try to move someone. Maybe it was like a leftover from something else. Well... Oh, I can't recruit him, is it? Because he's not in his home territory. That's fine. So what we need to do though, when one of these changes, when we set this, okay, so that's not going to be that. So we click that button. Where is that? Recruit Army Leader. Where the fuck is that button? That button is underneath the description panel, or the description control. Recruit Army button. What the fuck is this? Yeah, what the fuck is this? This is just a script with a button sitting in it. Good job. Good job. Close, but update skills. Update attributes. Update description. What is this button firing? Where are you going there? Recruit hero confirmation panel. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, that sounded like I was being sarcastic, but it does make sense. We just gotta find that thing, which should be down here somewhere. Okay, take that back. I don't know where the fuck it is. Oh, wait, it's down here somewhere. Charge for hero. So here's everything, and then we would go globals, instance, update, selected hero, and then that should update whatever. Whoops. Now I kind of understand too when you like hear about, you know, hackers have gotten into the game files for Red Dead Redemption 2 and they find that it's filled with crazy shit. It kind of makes sense now. All right, that works. Of why they're, you know, because like this button, I plan to fix that one day. But what happens if I forget and it just doesn't really matter? It has like little effect on the game. Go away. All right, so we've done everything in this round of the heroes. It only took 3.5 years. It seems like that. It was the. That's what it took. Sometimes you move more than one token. All right, when exporting the project, that's merge to main. We do need to merge this main. Let's put that at the top. Update the README. I haven't even checked this stuff in a long time. Let's see what the README says. Open a file here. .2.1. So that's what we're on. Let's see. You know, I check this like once a week. I used to, whoops, that's not what I want. Just want to go to their main. I'm staying on their main thing. I'm not going ahead anymore. I want less bugs. Update, learn C# switch pattern matching. haven't learned that. I just have Chat GPT do it, even though it does it wrong a lot of times. Test compile to see though. No. Look at log. No. Figure out breakpoints. I do need to do that. That will be helpful at some point. Look at resource versus a file for modding. That's something we don't care about right now. That is back to that array thing I was talking about before. Manually set the faction capitals is dumb. That's true. We should probably have movement on the token, not on the county. What? I think we not accidentally, but I think we did that. We got rid of that last time. I think I moved. They were not on purpose. It had to go. It had to be moved. So one more thing off this list. What? We need to just close this. All right, now we're to war. We're back to war. The map editor works. What was I looking at? Oh, we were, Lord Mac brought it up. I was playing that, what is the name of that game? I have it on my desktop here. Knights of Honor 2, and I was wondering how they did their counties, because it's very similar. They have a very similar thing to this. It's almost identical to, like, you hover over, and it has this same tone. And I was curious how they did that. Not that it has anything to do with anything, and I'll never know. I guess I could Google it and hope that it's in there somewhere. All right, war. Token self-modulation should be, well, I think we need to first test and see what the hell it's doing. So let's restart this. Now, what it's supposed to do is if you are an army, it should ask you to declare war. If you try to move in, if you are a spawned army, which this guy is not right now, let's click on this one. So recruit him. So now he's an army. If we try to move in here, it should ask if you want to declare war. And I may have broke this shit because we've done a lot of stuff. Do you want to declare war against faction 2? And then they're going to spawn a hero, which actually worked. We still haven't had any bugs. They're going to spawn a hero immediately. Oh, we got deselected though. Can I reselect myself? I can. Do I want? I don't think you should be unselected. Let's redo this. We actually got to war today. How much time is left? And there's still like 30 minutes. I was gonna write the title as like fix some bugs then go to war, and then I was like, no, we'll never get there. Let's click on this one. All right, so it doesn't deselect here. It's when you right click, he's now getting ready to move. You say yes and it deselects it. I don't know what you mean. Like, is there like an easier way to do it? So that was when I put confirmation. We probably aren't going to need that. We probably aren't going to need that. Not right there. County data, maybe. Oh. There's lots of there are lots of things that would be less work just to leave it. But it seems like every time I say this, yes button. It seems like it shouldn't be that hard to fix this, right? It should just one line. So that's what we just did. This is not recruitment. We're in a part where we haven't been in for quite some time here. Declare war. Confirm war dialogue. Wish I could jump to here via that. Confirm war dialogue. This is it should be in the UI thing. What the fuck did I oh, did I have in the wrong spot? What the fuck is it? Hero recruits. Declare war. Oh, this is just this is the thing, huh? Yes button. New war is set. Selected right click equals this county faction data. Player faction declare war. Has declared war. Did it say that? Gotta make this guy a leader. Wow, look at this thing. All right, I don't think it's getting to this. You know, it does. He does spawn army though. They're not an arm. I guess it is an army. He spawns. There's gonna be a bug we're gonna run into. I already know. Let's go back to this thing. Declare war control. Confirm dialog box visible equals visible, which that just has a signal on it. There's a cancel button which hides it. Yes creates a new war. It adds the factions to the defending and then once you have yes has been hit, this is the actual declaration of war. So then it goes to diplomacy, which I guess we don't have open. Goes to that diplomacy, which I don't give a shit about. We're gonna need to pin this. It won't let me. What is this little button? Man, I got a lot of stuff pinned over here. Token spawner, we probably don't need that one. Whoops. Spawn token button, we probably don't need that. Token movement, we might select. All right. So it declares war, but I don't see this in the I don't see this in the comment or in the console. And did it add a login? No, something broke since we were here last. Which does not surprise me. In fact, this thing isn't even coming up. It should, every time we click, it should be adding a log up over here. So first off, we don't need this shit. Why would you put this over that? Okay, that's not gonna, before. I can see that it's right, oh, it's lowercase. There we go. Right before death. We don't need that anymore. We probably can just get rid of that. And then what's another one we can clear? You have right clicked. We want that. Selected county is Wasco. Peter has a location of 3. We probably want those. So let's see what we broke. You know, we changed around what right click even did. I'm surprised we get this confirmation thing. And we also changed like destination. We changed a bunch of shit actually. So we get this. Please confirm. Are you sure you want to declare war? And then we're going to hit yes to that, which is, let's pin this thing. It creates a new war with these things. And we're just assuming these are rights. Let's do this. Let's do new war is attacking. Whoops, we need a squigs over here. And then new war defend. We actually need faction name in here as well. Probably want to know that it's just going to give us some gibberish if. Okay. So that way we'll know this is happening because we could this could be, you know, breaking, and then we'll go to this declare war, and it's adding the new war and it's bringing the war over. Oh, so this is actually, but it's dying before it gets here because we're not seeing this in the logs down here. You're about to declare war because you're an army. Token in movement. Fuck you. Is this a lowercase m? How about rainbow? Token in token movement. There we go. I've been thinking, you know, I have all these ideas for the war stuff and battles, and I was thinking, you know, I keep like, oh yeah, I'll implement this and I'll implement that and I'll do this and I'll do that, and then I'm like, I was thinking like I need to dial back my expectations for this first battle. It's going to be like the simplest shit. Like you roll, you win. You roll, you lose. Not with a bunch of crazy shit. You're about to declare war because you're an army. Ah. You know what's happening is I'm clicking through that yes. But what happened to our thing? Did I turn this off or something? I think I'm clicking through. Yeah, so it's just going to be like a combat log, basically. But I was thinking, oh, I want to do this and do that. You know, I saw just a flash of it. But I was like, oh, I want to add like their combat ideas and blah 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 and cover and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna actually do that. So this works, and then we right click. Right click was broken there. I've broken right click. So how did I break right click right here? Is the Imperator Realm combat good? I mean, the guy said it was. Oh, you know, it wasn't that I broke right click. It was that it was the game was paused, so it wasn't doing anything. There's just, I just saw like a little picture of a formation of guys. So we need to turn this guy back in here. So right now we should, okay, it's happening right now actually where the combat log breaks. So let's figure, or not the I'm calling it combat log, but it's not. It's this other log. It shouldn't be called a combat event log is what we should call it. So this is when we spawn somebody. Yeah, this should still work. We click on, oh look, this doesn't work anymore. Jackie Turner. Oh, it's because I can't click on that person. Does it break here? Okay, so it breaks after the description panel opens. So let's figure that out first. Event log breaks after the description panel is opened. Oh, you get to pick the AI doesn't pick it? Let's put this up here. So I wonder what is breaking that. So let's look at the description panel. We don't necessarily need the log thing to work right now, but I don't, like, it's back to the indie game thing. I always run into these indie games where they have so many, like, just leftover bugs. I'm trying to nip that attitude in myself, nip them in the bud. So this thing opens, and we're ahead of time today, so it's might as well. Okay, so when this it hides, this was the thing that was murdering me the other day. Where is this thing? Did I call it a combat log? Battle log? That is something else. This is called the event log. And we want to see what is fucking with this. Nothing? You think nothing is affecting that? I don't believe you. We must have a different name for it somewhere else. That's kind of interesting because since, you know, like in CK3, none of the other ones you don't get to pick. It's just the AI picks. In mine, the AI is going to pick too. That's going to be part of the thing of picking your leader is going to be important because of that. All right, so this is the other one. This is something else. Maybe I have this controlled. Okay, it seems like I know that I have it turned off. Well, we know that it gets turned off in the description panel, so we can find, maybe it's in here, and I just don't see it because I have 6,000 labels in here. I know it's turned off though when you open that because otherwise it looks dumb. But you know, it could be being controlled by the button itself. So you click That's from the county. Update description info. Disable UI elements. What the fuck is this? No. Update the skills. Update the attributes. Adjust the player controls. Joker, how's it going? I didn't even see that you're talking about the sex label earlier. That's our favorite label. And the classic joke, which I've said many times, is, yes, please is your second. Yeah. Like, since I was 13, I've heard that joke. So how am I fucking controlling this thing? Oh, another way. Well, let's check. So when you left click on a place, it turns that on. So let's go to the player controls. Lord Mac, isn't it? Yeah, especially when you're a kid, everyone getting embarrassed as they're trying to tell their joke that you barely understand. Select token. Okay, that's the move. We got to get to the left click, which is right here. Update everything. How the fuck is this thing controlled? This I wrote ages ago. Where did it go? Event log. We're going to have to pin you. Maybe it's always open. Let's look at the event log down here. It is. It's always awake. Or not awake. Shown. But then where would they go? No, it isn't always shown, because I know if you open up another panel, it doesn't show in the background. So it has to be turning it, like there it is. And then when you open up this, it gets turned off. So maybe I have some crazy like signal that just turns it off. Let's look at this signal for this thing. Yeah, it's just on visibility change. It has to be somewhere. I need to break this up into smaller chunks. Yep, as it says. True. Aha, I know where it is. It's under pause time. Ah, I was wrong. County improvement panel control. Population list margin container. So this thing comes up, update description info, disable spawn, adjust player controls. Okay, that does nothing. Well, I mean, it does something, but it's not what, So I remember when I wrote this, I was like, oh, this is so easy. This is, the way I did this is clever. But however the fuck I did it, oh, see, now it's broken again. Once it opens, once it turns off, it's never turned back on is the problem. But where the fuck is it being turned off from? Let's just make sure that my hypothesis is somewhat correct here. Yeah, it's just off. PDX. So this thing opens up and it turns this off. Maybe we do have it in. Oh, Paradox, right? PDX is also what people call Portland. Now that's a good idea. That's a lot of games that, like RimWorld and stuff. When you start taking fire, it slows it down to the slow, which is definitely a good idea. Maybe I'll put that in the under war. And maybe we'll do that this round too. Slow down time when war starts. I still have I can't decide if you should be able to have this combat log thing up and have time run. So far, all the panels, when you turn on a panel, it pauses time. But I think you might want to sit there and watch this one panel be open. So I don't know. But let me figure out this. Like, what in flying fuck? So this is definitely turning it off. What is controlling it? I know I had some stuff in places I didn't like. Well, we're calling it an event log. Well, that doesn't help me. Top bar? Did I stick it somewhere bizarre? We're gonna move this thing wherever I find it. We're gonna move it so I can find it again. Is it being instantiated? No. It exists all the time. I'm just asking myself questions. Well, we know that when this thing becomes visible, it makes it go away. Maybe it is a pause thing. Where's my clock? Paused label? That's not it. Event log, instance hide. Here it is. So is this thing working how it should be? No, it's not. Because time is paused right now. What is this thing doing? Okay, this is all right. So what this is doing is number of panels visible. If there's more than one visible, it hides it. If there's more than 0, I mean, it hides it. And then if there's more, or if there's 0, we're having to go full rainbow here. I was playing some other game where what did that time slow down, and oh, it was the alien one. The stranded alien one. Okay, so wait, when we start the game, it says that there's one visible. I had a suspicion. This is like 6 months ago. I was like, I don't think this thing is keeping track. It works. But I don't think it's the right number. Okay, so it's saying that there's one visible because it's paused. But there isn't. So when we click here, and then when we click this, wrong one. Well, it doesn't matter. And now it says that there's 2 open, and then we're back to 1, but now it's busted. So the first time this thing fires off, why does it think that there's 1? It's because the game's starting out paused, and originally I didn't have that set up, and so that's what broke this. And it adds it adds a panel when it's paused. So the game starts out paused. Now you don't have to, I can turn that off. I think it's in globals, and I bet you this is gonna say 0. Well, it skipped it. All right, it skipped it because it's not being hit. Nothing's happening to it at the beginning. But when we turn that on, something does happen, and it pauses it. Okay, I guess we gotta fix this. I hate fucking with the time, man. Fucking with the time is just a never-ending clusterfuck. I'm surprised all the other pause stuff is working. Time and movement. Time, movement, basically anything that you use in the game, the UI, hate fucking with any of it. All right, so this thing gets a new thing which pauses it with this thing. Which adds a 1 to this, which it shouldn't. And that's the problem, is it adds a 1 to this the first time you run it. So, you know what you could do, except where is this thing? Where is this globals thing? Where are we doing this start paused? Are we doing anything with this? If start pause time, so we're actually hitting that other one. The other one is this one. So, you know what we could probably just do is just do just subtract one at the beginning. this this is a work around with some bullshit. Let's see if that does what I think it will do. Number of visible is -1. Now we're at 0, which is what it should be. Then we go back to here. And this is back now. I mean, it worked. All right, let's get rid of that. And I definitely remember seeing that for a long time ago and thinking, oh, it works, so let's not fix it. The number being off, like it said like 4 at one point, and there was like 2 open or something. So we fixed one problem. Now back to our war is we need to figure out why that's not working. So we spawn this person, we open them up, we recruit them as a person, and then we do. Oh, look at that! You can start moving without answering that. All right, so that's something else. When this thing goes up, the confirmation thing. Wait, did I have start pause and it didn't start paused? Did I just break something more? I guess I must have unpaused it. Oh. He unpaused it automatically. There's a panel is now off. The broken part was actually working. So we open this up. We have one, this is correct. We have one visible panel. We should be on two visible panels, but it's not. Oh, I guess, it turns off the other one. But if we go to here, no, that's right. But it's unpausing it. And it shouldn't, because I never unpaused the game. So that broken thing was actually helping with some other stuff. Fucking time, man. So the game is paused right now. Number of panels is open. Why are we getting this twice? But now it's unpausing it when it closes, which it shouldn't. So that is the county description panel. Unpause time. Where's my clock? We're never going to get to war. It's never going to happen. And I had to break it into two pieces because if number of panels visible equals 0, modified timescale equals old time speed. When we set this thing, we're setting pause time. If modified timescale is not equal to 0, it's making the old time speed and it's setting that, and then the modified timescale is set to 0. Number of panels visible is weird that that's down there. Maybe that was some other workaround. Pausing the time doesn't necessarily mean that there's a panel open. Let's break this completely. How much time do I have? 1 minute? It was like 1 second. As I was saying 1 minute, the time changed to 3 hours. All right, let's put this back. We'll fix this tomorrow. Time is always the worst, but I want pausing time is actually jacked. Starting the game paused should be remembered and not unpause when panels close. Oh, it's crazy. We're now back to the no need for heaters all of a sudden. And like I was talking to the dude at coffee the other day where, I've been just automatically putting on a coat before I go outside. And the other day I did that and I was like covered in sweat. And then the next day, I had to open up my coat and unzip my hoodie. The next day I was like, oh, it was all sweaty the day before. Went outside and my hands were fucking frozen. It was like 35 degrees. I know it's not that cold, but for my sensitive temperature ness. All right, so we have this thing in here. Let's merge this thing to main though with our hero tokens control. It's all working. I hope. Fingers crossed. We're going to put this, we're going to merge, we're going to push this here to hero movement. Is that all we were doing? It's currently all working. All those months, years. We'll be back to this at some point. It's just going to be a never-ending circle of coming back and forth between all this shit. We pushed that. Let's go to our GitHub branches. And let's select this one. Maybe. Then we're going to merge 44 files. And then we'll push this over. Thank you, though, Lord Mac, for the reminder. I noticed that on the top of that heater, it said like, new and safe for unexpected heat exposure or something. It was talking about, I can't remember the exact terminology, but it was talking about like if you forget it or if it falls over on something, it will turn itself off. Then I always make sure, though, I don't know why I do this, like millions of people use this. All right. I just wanted to make sure that this was actually got here. Once again, I don't know why I do that. And this is done. We're just going to close this. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get to war. We just got to fix time, which every time I fucking fuck with time, it's 16 hours of never-ending glitches. But I'm confident. I don't know why, but I am. Anyways, talk to you guys next time.